Hello, I'm Joe Powers, Town Administrator for the Town of Harwich, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to the 2021 Non-Resident Taxpayers Update video. This is the second year we've had to do it by video. We think it works exceedingly well, and it is one of the many examples of how we have been able to readjust during the pandemic. And to that point, you're about to hear from my colleagues in government, the men and women that run the programs, departments, and services that you as non-resident taxpayers receive and expect over time. What you're going to hear from my colleagues, I believe, is a message of progress, meaning we've been able to keep the town government moving forward despite the significant headwinds of the pandemic and the interruption that it's made on the global markets and on finance. You're also going to hear messages of perseverance for the very same reason. Over the last year, while we've been impacted by a pandemic, we have remained steadfast in our commitment to our taxpayers, be they residents or non-residents. From my perspective as the town administrator, I want to take just a moment to tell you about three of the projects that the administration department, which is myself as administrator, Megan Eldridge as assistant town administrator, and Danielle Delaney and Ellen Powell, who are our executive assistants, and some of the projects that I'll be spearheading that you may not hear about from my colleagues in just a moment. And it's what I like to call the alphabet soup. They are the acronyms that relate to some of the significant documents that we create and that we update on a regular basis. They are the CWMP, or the Comprehensive Wastewater Management Plan. You'll hear that in the future we are working on amending that document, a document that was created almost a decade ago, and as we get deeper into our wastewater management process, with flow beginning as early as this fall, it's the appropriate time for us to look at it, amend it, and see how we want to move in the future. Tied into that is the LCP, or the Local Comprehensive Plan, also known as a master plan. And this is a document that is really a land use or land development document, and our planning director, John Eidman, is going to lead that effort, and we'll begin that this fall with an RFP for consultants. But the LCP, or master plan, is our 10-year document where we take a moment, or more than a moment, I should say, really 2 years of a moment, where we analyze that land use document. And it becomes a critical component of how we build our zoning bylaws and our regulations. So you'll hear about CWMP, you'll hear about LCP, and last but by no means least is a third document tying into both of those others, the HPP, or the Housing Production Plan. As it turns out, this document is checked every 5 years or so, and it's the appropriate time for us to get into that. So again, from administration, we'll be focusing on updating our critical documents related to wastewater, land use and land management, and housing production. In a moment now, I will yield to my colleagues so you can hear all the great work that they've done and the work that they continue to do on your behalf as our non-resident taxpayers. Again, thank you for taking the time to watch the video, and thank you for being in Harwich.
Hello, I'm Jamie Goodwin, and I'm the Harwich Channel 18 Station Manager, and this is our annual non-resident taxpayer video. I will kick it off and talk about my department. Channel 18 is the town of Harwich's government television station. We cover public meetings with a focus on regulatory boards. We also do some community events such as the town band, the annual Halloween party, the Easter egg hunt, and some other things that are going around town. One of our most popular shows, Community Journal, usually covers these events, and that show took a brief hiatus during COVID-19, and we hope to bring it back soon. There are many ways to watch Channel 18 as a non-resident in the off-season if you are somewhere else. You can always watch us here in town on Comcast Channel 18, but you can also watch us on YouTube and on our live stream. Shortly in the future, we hope to bring our station to Roku and Apple TV. My assistant Caleb and I have been working on some upgrades to allow viewers to watch on Roku and Apple TV. So please stand by, and we will shortly be rolling that out, and we'll be providing a step-by-step guide on how to watch our programming in that way. I invite everyone to like our YouTube page, and to find us, you would go to www.youtube.com/Harwich Channel 18, all one word, and you will get notified every time we post a video. Everything we film here on Channel 18 goes on YouTube, so you won't miss anything. that's happening in town. I also invite you to like our Facebook page. Not only is it our departmental Facebook page for videos, but we also post a lot of town information there as well. If you are interested in seeing what we do at Channel 18, we're located at the Harwich Community Center. So you walk right in, pop in, say hello. We'll give you a little tour. You could always call us or email us, 508-430-7569. And thank you very much. And stay tuned for all my other fellow department heads. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Ginny Hewitt. I'm the Library Director at Brooks Free Library. If you're not already a library user, I'd like to invite you to come in and check out everything that we have to offer. You do not need to be a full-time Harwich resident to get a library card. They're available for part-time residents and for visitors as well, all free of charge. We have books, obviously. That's still a staple of library service. We have a large collection of large print books, but we also have books for every reading level, every interest, all ages. We have thousands and thousands of DVDs and audiobooks available, everything from classics to bestsellers and new releases. We also offer ebooks, downloadable audiobooks, online magazines, streaming movies, and other electronic resources. One resource that I wanted to highlight that might be of interest to you is our subscription to Newsbank, which allows our card holders to read the Cape Cod Times online for free, just as it appears in print. So there's no cost to you, and you won't run into a paywall when you're trying to read articles online. We also offer the online edition of the Wall Street Journal as well. We would love to offer more online newspapers, but we're limited by what the vendors and the newspapers allow or libraries to subscribe to. So we have a large selection of print newspapers as well as magazines for you to check out and take home. Through the Friends of Brooks Free Library, we offer museum passes, which provide discounted and free admission to local attractions as well as regional museums and other things in Boston. Our Library of Things is a relatively new collection, and we're constantly adding to it. And these are non-traditional items you can borrow, from baking kits to, we have a code reader for when you get that pesky check engine light comes on your car. You can find out what is wrong. We have adaptive board games for people with vision loss. We have mahjong sets. We have a lot of home entertainment type of things, DVD player, a boom box, a turntable. We have a bird watching kit with binoculars and a stargazing kit with a telescope. So lots of things for you to do and to use. Very popular this time of year. We have a very large collection of outdoor lawn games that you can check out, tennis and badminton and ring toss and other things like that. If you want to go online, we have public computers and we have 24/7 wireless internet access, both inside the library and outside. We have recently added more seating on the parking lot side of the building with 3 new bistro tables under an overhang so that you're protected from the sun and the rain. We have 4 new rocking chairs out on the front porch of the library, so it provides another spot where you can go and sit and read the newspaper or go online. And there is a power outlet there, so you can plug in while you're using the internet. We have a Vital program which provides access to assistive technology for people with vision loss, as well as instruction to teach people how to use it. And so for this summer, I wanted to mention our summer reading program for children and teens is in full swing. Every time a child reads for 2.5 hours, they get a free book and an activity prize. So if your grandchildren are just here for a week or so, that's still fine. They can register and still get a prize and an activity. Our story time is being held outside this summer on Thursdays at 10:30 in Brooks Park. We will be adding more outdoor programs with some craft programs in August, and also special performances like musicians and magicians and puppet shows. So stay tuned for more information on that. For adults, our Knit Lit program is meeting Wednesdays at 12:30 at the Pavilion in Brooks Park. And our 3 book groups went online during the pandemic, and they're still meeting virtually for now. But all of our programs are free. They're not restricted to full-time residents, so anyone can join. and it's a great chance to meet and get to know others in the community. And finally, I'd like to mention our fabulous, knowledgeable staff. If you'd like suggestions on books or authors or movies that you might be interested in, let us know. We're happy to make suggestions. And if you're looking for information, well, that's our reference service. And our reference staff is very happy to help locate any information that you're looking for. We have a great deal of information on Harwich, from town projects and reports to community events. If you aren't sure who to approach with a question, let us know. We'll be happy to try to find the information. We may already have it, and if we don't, we'll be able to find out where you can get it and point you in the right direction. So the library is located at 739 Main Street in Harwich Center. We're right across from Town Hall and Brooks Park. And our website is on the screen, and our phone number. We are open our pre-pandemic full hours. So that is Monday to Thursday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So please come in and see us. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Carolyn Carey. I'm sure I know a lot of you, but for those of you I don't, I run the community center and am in charge of the cultural center and the Seaside Marketplace. And I'm so grateful to Channel 18, who's going to let us come in here and give you just a brief overview of what we do. But I will tell you a few times that if you need to know any additional information, don't hesitate to jump on the town website and check us out under any of those titles, the Community Center, the Cultural Center, or the Seaside Marketplace. We have listings under all of them that will give you information on everything that we do. Things have changed just a little bit, probably since the last time we talked. I have my mask in front of me, but I'm in a room all by myself, so I get to talk to you. But this is what you'll see if you come to any of our buildings. Everyone is wearing masks. That's really important, even at the outside venues at the Seaside Marketplace. So let me tell you that our Seaside Marketplace is up and running down at Saquatucket Harbor. You don't want to miss that. We have several vendors who are coming in August. Look for the High Tide Designs, a lot of Cape Cod, Harwich, Chatham t-shirts, sweatshirts. They have great things. Seabreeze Treasures. Anyway, our whole schedule is listed on our website. If you're interested in any of the marketplace, it's such a wonderful place to go visit. It's outside. Please wear your mask, but just take in that venue, enjoy the harbor, and check out the Seaside Marketplace. It is open and will be open all of August and into September, so don't miss that. Additionally, if you're interested in renting a space at the Cultural Center, some of you may or may not know, we do have some smaller spaces left available for renting, and you can find that information again on the town webpage. If you go to the Cultural Center, there's a whole packet on studio rental information that you can get. That's at the Cultural Center at 204 Sisson Road. Quickly, I wanted to let you know that if you are in the market or looking for the town reports, we do have them here. Our building is open, so you can come in and pick those up. I know some others are by appointment only. We're currently open to the public and are happy to have you in. We're open until 4 o'clock right now. Our hours may change, and we'll update on Channel 18. Next, let's tell you about the community center. We do have some groups and organizations coming back. We are meeting with smaller groups, and we're trying to put people in larger rooms. Everyone must wear a mask. What's really important is that we can still do passport appointments, but people should know that is by appointment, and that the passport agency themselves are running very, very far behind. So you want to, I know people aren't thinking about traveling, but if you're going to be traveling later or your passport's about to expire, you do have some time, just give us a call. We'll help you through that process as well. So you can get your passports here. If you're looking for any of the clubs and organizations, give us a call. Some have decided to come back and some have not. So we will keep you informed about that. Our activity rooms can hold up to 10 people. The multi-purpose room is between 25 and 30 people. And the gym is anywhere from 35 to 50 people. depending on what we're doing and how it's set up. And all that information can be found on our website. I know I keep saying that. And the most important question that all of you are asking is, when are we going to open the weight room? We are diligently working on it. As you know, there are new rules and guidelines, and because ours isn't an actual gym, it's more of a room, we have to have enough distance between people. People will still need to wear their masks. If you don't wear masks, you have to be 14 feet apart, which would limit the amount of people much greater than what we have. We're currently looking at doing a sign-up system, so people will be able to sign up for the hour that they want. We're going to have 1.5-hour blocks, 6 people at a time, and that information will be coming to anyone who's been a member of the weight room. We're going to do a robocall out just as soon as we get the go-ahead to open up. So we've been trying to make it as user-friendly as possible and invite everyone in. And I know I'm talking a mile a minute, but 3 things I want you to remember. We're happy you're here. We hope we can help you. And if you need any more information, don't hesitate to give us a call or stop by the community center or check out our webpage. I'm Carolyn, Carey, and I thank you for listening and look forward to seeing you again. Stay well.
Hi, my name is Dr. Katie O'Neill, and I'm the director for the Harwich Health Department. The Health Department's primary goal is the protection and improvement of public health. Both the Health Department and the Board of Health have regulatory authority from Massachusetts general laws, Code of Massachusetts regulations, and the Town of Harwich bylaws. The Health Department and the Board of Health are 2 distinct but connected entities. The Health Department is a professionally staffed department, whereas the Board of Health is a statutory board appointed by the Board of Selectmen. The Board of Health sets the townwide policies, and the Health Department handles the day-to-day operations and executes the various laws and regulations. The Health Department wears many hats and has a very wide variety of responsibilities. Some of our responsibilities include permitting and inspection of septic systems, licensing and inspection of restaurants, inns, motels, pools, beaches, recreational camps for children, tobacco, tanning, and body art facilities. We also perform housing code inspection and enforcement. We do stable licensing and inspection. We perform nuisance investigation and enforcement. And we also review building permits, zoning board and planning board applications, and offer up any comments that we may have. We are responsible for communicable disease reporting and follow-up. So COVID has understandably taken up the majority of our time for the past 1.5 years, but we still have been able to perform all of our other duties and inspections on top of that. If anyone has any questions or concerns, they're always welcome to stop by, call, or email the health department. We're always happy to see you.
Hi there, I'm Emily Mitchell, the Council on Aging Director for the Town of Harwich. Our mission at the COA is to support and advocate for older adults, their families, and caregivers. We do that through a wide variety of programs and services, with a special focus on nutrition, transportation, health and wellness, socialization, entertainment, education, really the full gamut. We also provide a set of services. We have an on-site town nurse who also works in the community, so she can do everything from a blood pressure check to medication management to longer-term care planning. We also have a social services coordinator who can help with benefits applications, assessing needs, planning for the future, and also doing home visits. Our full set of services are available for year-round residents and to our non-resident taxpayers. You may also be interested in medical equipment, things like wheelchairs, walkers, commodes, shower benches. So those are all available free of charge for as long as you need. We're happy to give them out and to accept donations as long as things are clean and in good condition, so we can give them back out to other members of the community. Our services have looked a lot different over the last year. Before COVID, our model was entirely on-site as we hosted these recurring and one-time programs. As the pandemic hit, we transitioned to a fully community-based model, prioritizing the highest needs in our community. So we began distributing lunches rather than hosting them on-site, expanded our transportation services. We had a full set of virtual programming and at-home activities. So now that we're in the summer, we're currently scaling back our community services and transitioning back to our on-site model. So if you stop by, you'll notice that we've resumed some of our smaller group programs, things like movie days, games, one-time educational events, and other programs. As we head towards the fall, we'll be resuming more activities, including fitness classes, and we're hoping to bring those meals back on site. The best way to learn about our activities is through our newsletter. We print them bi-monthly. You can opt to receive them at home. And again, if you're here just for the summer or for a shorter period of time, you can have us send them to your home while you're here and then stop that service when you go elsewhere. You can also receive the newsletter by email, or it's always available on the town website as well. So that's where you'll always find the most updated information, contact information for myself and other staff members, and we always look forward to hearing from you. So give us a call or stop in anytime. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dan Pelletier, Superintendent of Water and Wastewater here in Harwich, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about what we do and what kept us busy this past year. So to start with the water system, our Harwich Water Department withdraws water from the Monomoy Lens through 14 groundwater wells, pumping over 900 million gallons in 2020. The water in the Monomoy Lens is naturally corrosive, so we do adjust the pH and disinfect the groundwater at one of our 5 corrosion control facilities prior to entering the distribution system. There are a couple of our groundwater sources that do have elevated levels of iron and manganese, and which are removed at our 2 green sand filter plants. After the water is treated, it enters our distribution system, which consists of over 280 miles of water main and 3 water storage tanks having a capacity of 3.5 million gallons. The quality of our drinking water here in Harwich is excellent. Our most recent water quality report, also known as the Consumer Confidence Report, can be found on the department's website at harwichwater.com/CCR. The water quality report contains a table of regulated and unregulated contaminants we've tested for and the concentrations detected in our water supply. I'm happy to report that there were no violations or exceedances here in Harwich. This past December, the Water Department was the recipient of the 2020 Public Water Systems Award and recognized by the Senate, House of Representatives, and Mass DEP for outstanding performance and achievement in the medium and large community water system category. The department this past year also continued progress on a number of capital improvement projects. We completed a 600 feet of water main replacement on Hardin Lane in East Harwich, and we're currently wrapping up a project at the Pleasant Lake water storage tank that included increasing the diameter of the fill pipe and exterior yard piping. We also have a number of projects that were approved this past town meeting that include the design of the Route 28 water main replacement, a new source exploration, land acquisition, and generator replacement for Station 8. The water system here in Harwich is under the care and control of an elected board of water and wastewater commissioners. At this past town election, 2 new members were added to the commission, bringing it from a 3-member commission to a 5-member board of water wastewater commissioners. This past year, the Board of Water Wastewater Commissioners also remained very active. They successfully adopted new sewer use regulations, revised the water rules and regulations, established our first sewer rates here in Harwich, and also satisfied and increased the water rates this year. The Board of Water Wastewater Commissioners will soon also assume oversight of the newly constructed sewer collection system in East Harwich. The East Harwich collection system will serve approximately 440 customers in East Harwich and includes 5 wastewater pumping stations. The 2 construction contracts to install that sewer system are nearing completion, and I expect we'll be ready to have customers by the end of August. So, lastly, before I want to touch on a couple services that are really catered towards our seasonal residents. We have a seasonal turn-on and turn-off service that's offered to ensure that the water meter and water service line do not freeze to your property in the cold winter months. So if you'll be away from your property for an extended period of time, we do recommend the seasonal service. And under this service, a water department technician will come out to the property, drop the water meter in the property, and drain the water service line to prevent it from freezing. The cost for this service is $50, and the charge is billed regularly on your water bill twice a year. We also offer a service type protection plan, which is similar to like an insurance plan for your car, where if the water service from the street to your home breaks, this is cost that's typically borne on the property owner. For an annual fee of $68 a year, the service type protection plan would cover your water service line in the event of a sudden leak or break. And finally, before I wrap up, I'd like to touch upon the current drought conditions we're experiencing this summer. The Monomoy lens is recharged through precipitation that occurs during off-season in the fall, winter, and early spring. This past year, we experienced lower than average precipitation during this time of recharge, leaving the Monomoy lens feet below where it was this time last year. In response to the drought, the Board of Water and Wastewater Commissioners has implemented a mandatory odd-even water restriction. For properties having an irrigation controller not able to program odd-even, the board has also enacted an alternative watering schedule. For irrigation controllers that do day of the week, homes having an odd property number would water during Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and properties with an even number during Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. That said, the water restrictions are subject to change given a change in the drought declaration, so we ask property owners to check our website for the most up-to-date information. More details on both of these services, drought updates, water quality reports, and department news can be found at our website at harwichwater.com, and hope to see you there. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Carol Coppola. I am joined to my left by Donna Molino, who is the Director of Assessing for the town, and to my right, the Treasurer Collector, Amy Bullock. I am the Finance Director and have been with the town since April of 2017. We, as a division, are responsible for all of the financial transactions in the town of Harwich, which includes any capital projects and the borrowing of those projects. We track all financial transactions, whether they be collections that come into the Treasurer Collector's office, payroll that's processed, vendors that are paid, their invoices that are paid, and very important is the assessment of property values in the town of Harwich. So now I'd like to turn over to Donna Molino to talk about personal property.
Good morning. Yes, I'm going to do a brief on personal property. So personal property is a furniture and fixtures tax for people who are not domiciled in this town. And so you get that small bill, and it's based on 2% of the building value if it's a home, and a condo, it's 1% of the building value. And you can look at the Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 59, Section 2 and 18, if you need further assistance, or you can also call our office in regards to that. It is based on January 1 date of any particular year. If you are living there, they are a year in arrears. And so when you move in or sell the property, you are still assessed that tax. Amy?
Alrighty. Good morning. I just wanted to basically talk about one major change we had with the tax bills beginning in FY21, which was the bills are still paid quarterly, but we're only mailing them twice a year with 2 payment stubs in each one. So it has been a bit of a learning curve for people to remember to make that second payment, but there are several options to sign up for a reminder. You can do that online. You can do it via a reverse 911. And there are also several payment options in person, by mail, online, by phone, and all that information is available on the Treasurer webpage.
Thank you, Amy. I would like to provide for you an overview of the Finance Division as a whole. There are a total of 10 full-time employees that are responsible, as I mentioned before, to process payroll, to process all of the collections, whether that be for real estate and personal property taxes, could be motor vehicle excise tax, could be all the departmental receipts, which would include, in part, all of the harbor master receipts, all of the golf course receipts, and things of that nature. We are also responsible to manage the budget, which means that to ensure that none of the departments are overspending their budget. We have tight controls in place. We are part of the procurement process. Large purchases need to be approved by the finance department before they move forward to have final approval from either the town administrator or the Board of Selectmen. We work closely with administration to develop a comprehensive budget that meets the needs of the town of Harwich. And in addition to that, we are also subject to an independent audit of all the financial transactions in any given fiscal year, of which we are preparing currently for. If you have any questions with regard to the finance division, you are always welcome to call my office. Thank you.
Good morning, citizens of Harwich. I'm Amy Usowski. I'm your conservation administrator for the town, and I'd like to take just a couple of minutes to introduce you to my department and what we do. Myself, as well as full-time assistant conservation agent Melissa Millette and part-time shorebird monitor Brian McDonald make up the conservation department, as well as 7 members who are volunteers make up the Conservation Commission. The Conservation Department and Commission are in charge of regulating work within wetlands and their buffer zones in accordance with the Massachusetts Wetlands Protection Act and the Town of Harwich Wetlands Protection Bylaw. Anybody wishing to do any work within wetlands or 100 feet of a wetland, 200 feet of a river, needs a permit with the Conservation Commission and needs to abide by state and local regulations. This is for such projects ranging as pools, building a new home or addition, a dock, opening up a view to the water, etc. The past 2 years have seen a huge increase in permit volume for those wishing to do work near wetlands. We strive to work with the public to be able to permit projects while ensuring these projects meet standards that have little to no impact on our sensitive coastal environment. In addition, the Conservation Department is in charge of managing approximately 1,000 acres of conservation land. This does not count the approximately 700 acres that the Harwich Conservation Trust has, does not count several hundred acres of selectmen land or several hundred acres of state forest. Some of our areas which have trails and which we encourage you to go out and enjoy are the Bell's Neck Conservation Lands, Thompson's Field Conservation Area, the Isabel Smith Monomoy River Woodlands, and the Island Pond Conservation Area, just to name a few. We do our best to keep our trails clear and dissuade misuse of these properties. We work collaboratively with the DPW, the Harwich Conservation Trust, and AmeriCorps Cape Cod, as well as numerous other town volunteers, to accomplish this monumental task. If you are interested in volunteering with us, please contact me at the town hall. My phone number and email are on your screen. Just quickly, some of the other things that the Conservation Department does is manage our community gardens on Sisson Road. If you're interested in having a community garden plot for vegetables, flowers, whatever you like, for next year, you can contact our department as well, and we will guide you in that process. We're in charge of monitoring town beaches for endangered shorebirds such as piping plovers, and this year on Red River Beach we actually had a small colony of least terns, which are a state-listed species as well. We lead natural history walks for the public. Feel free and look at our website to see if there are any upcoming walks. We help coordinate town-wide cleanup known as the Tour de Trash along with the Harwich Conservation Trust, and that's in April of every year. And we do a beach cleanup every September. We actively review all building and health permits that come into the town to ensure that any work near wetlands does get properly regulated, because sometimes they don't always get handed in to the Conservation Department. We monitor ponds in the summer months with the help of the Natural Resources and Health Department. We are particularly looking for algae blooms, whereas the Health Department looks more for bacteria. And we also interact a lot with beach and pond associations to give suggestions on how to manage properties near the water and educate people on what types of products are not good for the environment. So I can be reached with the contact info that is listed on your screen, and have a wonderful day.
Hello everyone, my name is David Guillemette, and I have the honor and privilege to serve as the Chief of Police for the town of Harwich. So the goal here today is to give you a quick rundown of the Harwich Police Department, its current status, and maybe to discuss one or two common complaints that we face, especially during the summer months. So Harwich Police has an authorized strength of 35 full-time officers. That includes myself, and that breaks down to the chief, the deputy chief, 2 lieutenants, which we refer to as the command staff. And then we have, in addition to that, 5 sergeants and 26 police officers. We also have 5 civilian dispatchers, 4 special officers, an animal control officer who is very busy all the time, and 2 civilians, a records clerk who you would come in to see in the left-hand side of the lobby if you wanted a copy of a police report, say, and also my assistant, Kate Varley, who is upstairs with the command staff. So also included in that roster are a number of special units, such as the detective unit. So the detective unit is supervised by a detective sergeant and also has 2 detectives, and we also have a patrol investigator in that unit. Also special assignments such as school resource officers. So we have 2 school resource officers on Harwich PD. Tom Clark is our SRO for the Monomoy Regional High School, and John Mitchell is our SRO for Cape Tech, and they are permanently assigned to those schools and serve there every day during the school year. So one of the most recent challenges is maintaining our staffing at Harwich PD. We currently have 2 full-time openings that are available. We did start a process to fill those positions, and that is underway, and we are certainly very hopeful that we will get a couple qualified candidates to fill those positions. One of the interesting note, one of the latest additions to our roster is of the 4-legged variety. He is partnered with School Resource Officer Tom Clark, and he is a German short-haired pointer named Fritz. Fritz was acquired the beginning of last summer and went through training with Officer Clark to be a vape detection dog and a emotional social comfort dog as well. This is a very leading edge program that Officer Clark had asked about, and we approved, and with the full approval of Scott Carpenter at the Monomoy Regional High School, and I want to thank Scott for his overwhelming support of this leading edge program. It's been very successful. I understand that Officer Clark and Fritz have a very huge fan base up at the high school, and as a result of Fritz's presence up there, the vaping incidents have reduced tremendously. So that's a very exciting program for us to announce that has done great things. So we're having a very busy summer here at Harwich PD. Compared to this time last year, we're probably up by about 1,000 calls for service and patrol-initiated activity. So it's definitely been a challenge to try and respond to all those additional calls. Traffic complaints, probably one of our most prevalent issues, especially in the summertime. The police department has a traffic unit that investigates motor vehicle crashes and coordinates enforcement efforts. Mark Holmes is a member of that unit. He's probably one of the most highly trained crash investigators on the Cape, so we're very pleased to have him. He does an outstanding job in that unit. He applies every year for a traffic safety grant, which allows us to field additional officers on enforcement evolutions for like speed, impaired driving, distracted driving, and seatbelt use. And that grant also allows us to obtain some additional equipment like LiDAR units and some other data gathering units that Mark uses to focus our enforcement efforts. So traffic enforcement is one of the primary responsibilities of every patrol officer on the police department, and when they're not responding to calls, they are expected to engage in traffic enforcement. And we maintain a running list of high complaint areas that the officers can focus on. So during the first 7 months of this year, all of our officers on the PD have conducted a total of 756 motor vehicle stops. And that can be for a variety of offenses, and that can result in a number of different things, from a verbal warning to a written warning to a citation or to maybe even a criminal complaint or even arrest, depending on the nature of the violation. So in addition to the hands-on enforcement that is going on every day out there from our patrol officers and our traffic unit, we also try and leverage technology to assist us in traffic enforcement. And examples of this would be the portable radar dollies that some of you may have seen out along the roadways that give you your speed as you're traveling down the road. And they also gather information for us as far as numbers of vehicles and time of day and obviously the speed of the vehicle. So it allows us to focus in on certain time frames for enforcement efforts. We've also recently acquired 6 radar-enhanced speed signs, which you will see going up around town. The first one, I believe, is out here at Oak Street and 39 on the westbound side of 39 as you're coming into the center. That's been identified as a very high complaint area because of the reduction in the speed coming into the center. So take a look at that sign and see what you think. The sign flashes your speed, and it also can flash a warning if you are exceeding the speed limit. Another couple of those are probably going to go up on Queen Anne Road between 124 and the roundabout, and because that's also been identified as a high complaint area. So that's a rundown of our efforts on traffic enforcement. And I'd just like to close by reminding everybody that policing a community is a team effort. The police department cannot be everywhere all the time, so we rely on you to be our eyes and ears. So if you see something suspicious, please give us a call. If you see a dangerous traffic violation, please give us a call. If it involves a vehicle, obviously the most important thing is a registration number and a direction of travel. If it involves a person, most important thing would be a clothing description and a physical description. Okay, so please do not hesitate to call us. You are our eyes and ears out there when we can't be there. I'd like to thank you for your support of the Harwich Police Department, and we wish you all a very healthy and happy summer season. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Craig Thornton. I'm the Deputy Fire Chief. I was appointed last year on July 18th, along with David LeBlanc, who is the Fire Chief. Our department serves this community with a staff of 32 firefighters. There are 8 firefighters on a shift with a shift captain and a lieutenant, 1 at each station. Each member is cross-trained to either be an EMT or a paramedic. We operate out of 2 stations, with our main station on Sisson Road, which has our administrative offices at it. Our administrative officers, there's the chief and administrative assistant, Susan Pyers, the fire inspector, Bruce Young, and the EMS officer, Paul Finn, and myself. The fire inspector conducts resale and code compliance inspections and has been very busy. There's been a significant amount of resale inspections in Harwich, as many people know. The EMS officer is responsible for the EMS-related concerns. He's responsible for maintaining all of our EMT and paramedic certifications, ordering supplies, maintaining and our licenses for our ambulances, and conducting quality improvement and quality assurance for all our medical transports and our interactions. The challenges we've faced with COVID since it began has been plentiful, as many know, with our interactions with our patients. But we did see a glimmer of hope this past winter when vaccinations started to roll out. Our department members were able to be on the receiving end of getting our vaccines first in February, and then shortly after, when more groups became available, the department assisted with getting vaccinations out to the arms of our residents. The department teamed up with Emily Mitchell from the Council on Aging, Kathleen Tenaglia, the health director, and Chatham Medical to get vaccinations to our most vulnerable homebound residents and the residents of Pine Oaks. Some of our accomplishments with funding this year has been that the department received a federal grant worth almost $410,000 to replace all of our self-contained breathing equipment and the compressors at both stations. A portion of the funding provided additional training for our firefighters as well with the new equipment. We received a grant for just about $12,000 to replace our positive pressure fans and our gas metering equipment for both engines at both stations. The town also received $172,564 from the Certified Public Expenditure Program, which is a Massachusetts program that helps reimburse ambulance expenditures beyond what Medicare pays. This is the 3rd year as a department we have submitted to this program. As well as that other program, our portable and our mobile radios for both police and fire will be replaced through a program which is the Massachusetts Interoperable Radio System Program, and this will allow our departments to replace our radios at a significant reduction from what they normally cost. and we are thankful for the taxpayers that supported this program at the town meeting. As we move into this next year, we as a department will continue to look for grants and funding opportunities for the department's needs. And finally, the chief and I would like to thank all of the taxpayers and citizens that support us and our operation. We truly appreciate being able to serve Harwich with a professional fire department. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Lynn Cooper, Department of Public Works Director. I'm here today to talk about some of the services we provide for the residents of Harwich, and this is a non-resident taxpayer meeting, so I'll try to do a focus on that. Last year, I started my presentation of the segment by reading the mission statement of the DPW. I'm going to spare you that this year and simply direct you to our website, HowitchHighway.com, and you could look that up. Essentially, it says, we're here to provide you, the residents of Harwich, high-quality service in the most cost-effective manner possible. So, what are some of those services? The DPW consists of 7 distinct departments that act cohesively in times of need, like snow and ice services, weather events, Lord forbid tornadoes, which were 2 years ago, and we act as one team when those events happen. So, we have a highway department, which would do your typical road maintenance, road management. We have 142 miles of roads, or 482 actual public roads in town. We maintain those. So we do that with a 5-year road management plan, which is available on our website as well. We mow the sides of the roads, vegetation management on the sides of the roads, litter pickup, catch basin cleaning, street sweeping. The highway department also maintains the beaches, the beach restrooms, all the comfort stations in the parks, and so forth. And I'm sure I'm missing a whole bunch of other things. Rest assured, if you see something out of place, if you see a pothole, a tree, a sightline issue at an intersection, the best thing you can do is give us a call at 430-7555, and it's 508-430-7555, to let us know. The public the public are our eyes out there. With the infrastructure we have, we cannot set eyes on everything, so we'd like to hear from you. If you see something, please give us a call. Other departments, disposal area. We provide sanitary waste disposal for your household trash, provide recycling services, and C&D, construction and demolition disposal, along with leaves, yard waste, brush, and a host of other materials we accept. The one thing that's different this year from last year is that on June 15th, when the state of emergency for COVID was lifted, we transitioned back to source separating recycling at the disposal area. That means recycling your paper, your plastics in different containers. That is so we get the return on those commodities. And in fact, right now, metal and fibers are at near record highs. Plastic, unfortunately, we actually pay to recycle that, but that is what it is. The other things are going good, and we're actually being paid for those materials, so I encourage you all to recycle. The parks. If you play ball, if you go look at a Mariners game, something like that, we're the ones that maintain those fields. And White House Field is absolutely the best ball field on the Cape, bar none. The guy that mows that park looks like it belonged in Fenway, quite frankly. He does a fabulous job. He puts patterns in there that I have no idea how he is able to do that in his head, but he does. We have a facility maintenance team, and they provide services to keep all the town's buildings up and running and comfortable and working order. We have a vehicle maintenance team. They provide vehicle maintenance on all town-owned equipment in cars and trucks, including for the fire department, police department, harbor, town hall vehicles, and anything else that's town-owned. These guys are the ones that keep it on the road and working. Custodial services. Obviously, we maintain the buildings, and we have to keep them clean, and that's what that unit does. Essentially, if you live in Harwich in some form or another, we support you. We have supported, if you drive on a road, that's obviously maintained by us. If you visit a beach, it's obviously cleaned and maintained by the DPW. I'd like to go in, focus on the road work next. There's been a lot of road work in town. A lot of it was due to National Grid Main Replacement Program. When I talked to you last year about this, I advised you they would be paving all 9.5 miles of work that they did in town, and that did in fact happen last fall. The main roads that happened on were Queen Anne Road, Depot in South Harwich, Depot in North Harwich, and a portion of Route 39. That was 9.5 miles. It was a long project, but in the end of the day, we've got 9.5 miles of road that are brand new, paid for by others, not the residents and the taxpayers of Harwich. The sewer project, though, unless you live in one of the small neighborhoods that have had sewer, the only real recognition you'll notice is Route 137 is all brand new. And that was because of the main that goes to Chatham sewer plant. And that road, I think, came out stellar. I think it rides nearly as good as before we did any work to it. And I think that project came out pretty well. Very, very happy with the end result there on Route 137. And some of Route 39 was actually resurfaced because of the gas company, even though there was some sewer work done on it. I'd like to go back and say, you, the public, are our eyes and ears. Please give us a call if you see something that you think should be brought to our attention. We'd be happy to look into it. And finally, I'd like to say, like every business on Cape Cod, the town has had difficulty in attracting seasonal help. And please bear with us. Aesthetically, we're not up to par or where we'd like to be. And that's a direct result of having very little seasonal help this year. Thank you for your time.
Hi, I'm Roman Greer. I'm the Director of Golf at Harwich's beautiful golf course, Cranberry Valley. Cranberry Valley was built in 1974. It's an 18-hole championship golf course that has a wonderful practice facility that has 2 short game greens for chipping, a practice bunker. We also have a full-service restaurant. We offer great deals to annual pass holders at Cranberry Valley. These passes offer unlimited golf, access to our Chelsea Tea Time system that allows members to request tea times and change their tea times, and it also allows members to equitably be distributed their tea times. Annual pass holders play approximately 70% of all rounds at Cranberry Valley. Additional benefits to being a member of Cranberry Valley are access to weekly leagues, member events, and discounts on carts and pro shop merchandise. Cranberry Valley is continually investing in our golf course property. This spring we completed a front of the clubhouse landscape project, and this fall we will be completing a bunker renovation. We've also just opened a new cart barn that includes a solar roof and a solar field behind it that will power a brand new electric golf cart fleet this fall. The carts will be very efficient, lithium battery powered, and will include GPS yardage screens. Future golf course projects include an irrigation system upgrade, the design of a new putting complex, and a 3-hole junior course. Cranberry Valley is also a great place to learn golf. We have many clinics and we offer many individual lessons as well. We have accomplished instructors, and our driving range is consistently hosting many clinics and lessons. A particular focus of the Cranberry Valley operation is our commitment to junior golf. Through programs such as First Tee, PGA Junior League, Youth on Course and Drive, Tip, and Putt, as well as being the home course to Monomoy High School and Middle School girls and boys varsity and JV teams, Cranberry Valley is committed to growing the game among the youth in Harwich and on the Cape. As far as finances go, the golf department achieved a new high water mark in revenue in FY21 by reaching $2.1 million in general fund revenue. This revenue allows the golf department to cover both its direct and indirect costs. The golf department also has 2 dedicated funds that allow golf to pay for all future projects on our capital plan. These funds, the Golf Improvement Fund and the Golf Infrastructure Fund, are funded by $95 on every adult annual pass and $4 on every greens fee and $1 on every cart fee. In summary, Harwich owns and operates the finest municipal golf course in southeastern Massachusetts. If you don't currently play golf, I encourage you to sign up for a lesson and give it a try. If you do play golf, please go to our website, cranberryvalley.golf, to reserve a tee time or to purchase an annual pass. And if you have no interest at all in golf, please come try our restaurant for breakfast or lunch, where it has some of the most beautiful views of any restaurant in Harwich. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Heinz Proft. Some of you might already recognize me. I am the Natural Resources Director and Assistant Harbor Master for the town of Harwich. And today I'm just going to give you a little overview, a summary of some of the things that I do and the town does under its Natural Resources umbrella. As Natural Resources Director, I can be found at the waterfront at Saquatucket Harbor. I also have an aquaculture lab at Witchmere Harbor. And then quite often I'm in and about town in our waterways, on our shellfishing flats, and our herring runs and our beaches. So feel free to say hello and introduce yourselves. But as Natural Resources Director, I run the shellfish lab at Witchmere Harbor that I mentioned. It's run June through October, and the primary mission of that is to raise baby clams and baby oysters and other shellfish in the lab during the nursery time that the shellfish need to be protected. And then in the fall, mid-September, early October, those shellfish are planted in our recreational and commercial shellfishing areas within the town, like Herring River, Allen Harbor, Oyster Creek is part of Allen Harbor, Witchmere Harbor, the shoreline, the beaches facing Nantucket Sound, occasionally some of those, the Saquatucket Channel, and on the other side of town, Round Cove and Pleasant Bay also are seeded with shellfish that people who obtain shellfish permits, which can be obtained at the Harbor Master Natural Resources Office located at Saquatucket Harbor, and those are available. They expire on January 1st of each year. So feel free to stop by and pick up a shellfishing permit if you're interested in shellfishing. And we provide all the information that you need to go out, meaning days of the week and areas that are open and what's available. As Natural Resources Director, I also manage a water sampling program throughout the town in our freshwater bodies and our saltwater embayments. So throughout the summer, we sample about a dozen ponds and the harbors that I've mentioned, Herring River, Allen Harbor, Witchmere, and Saquatucket. And often I'll respond to citizens that have an algal bloom, perhaps, in a body of water that they're viewing, and working with conservation and health. We'll look into that and post advisories if needed. Early spring, I'm responsible for making sure our herring runs are clear of obstruction and debris and things that might be blocking the migration of herring up into our freshwater bodies to spawn, and then subsequently those fry will then return back to the ocean. But there are things like early spring storms that cause obstruction and blockages that those fish can't navigate around, so I remove those with the help of AmeriCorps and volunteers as well. And at the waterfront, you'll see me at Saquatucket Harbor interacting with the public and helping out there at the marina. Feel free to stop by if you have any questions. On the shellfishing flats, always available to interact with the folks while I check your catch and the quantity and quality of what you have. And I look forward to meeting you guys, and if you have any questions, stop by and we can take care of it then. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Robbin Kelley, and I'm the Cemetery Administrator for the town of Harwich. And we oversee 16 cemeteries in the town. We have about 98 acres that we maintain, and we have lots available in Island Pond, Evergreen, Kelley, Mount Pleasant, and Pine Grove. So Harwich taxpayers are also considered Harwich residents, so they get to pay the exact same fee for a cemetery lot. So if somebody was interested in purchasing a full body burial lot, it's $800 per grave space. So if there was a couple that wanted to buy 2 full body burial spaces, it would be $1,600. If they were going to be cremated and they wanted to buy a cremation lot, they're $500, and 2 cremains can go in those lots. We have a variety of cemeteries in East Harwich. It's our home to our new Veterans Memorial Circle. We were approved last year at town meeting. It'll have the American flag in the center, and it'll be surrounded by the 6 branches of the military. And this year we'll be going to town meeting to get the Civil War Memorial and the Revolutionary War Memorial installed. In Island Pond, which is in Harwich Center, it's the home to the James G. Marceline Arboretum. The Arboretum is the only fully accredited arboretum on Cape Cod, and it was accredited this past year. It has over 60 varieties of trees and shrubs on the grounds, and it is very, very heavily visited by foot traffic. There is a map on our Town of Harwich webpage if you want to visit some of the trees or shrubs, and you can download that, and it shows you the location of where they are located in the cemetery. If you need any more information from me, or you would love to volunteer, we have a lot of volunteer opportunities. We need help with indexing some of the older cemetery grave sites. We're trying to do some epitaph engravings. If you'd like to do grave cleaning, or if you would like to help with plantings in any of our cemeteries, we would love to have you. You could reach out to me, and we have a form that you could fill out, and you could become a volunteer. My office is in the Harwich Community Center on 100 Oak Street, and I'm on the COA side. Or you can email me at rkelly@town.harwich.ma.us, which I believe is on the screen. And my phone number, which is a cell phone, feel free to call. It's 508-430-7549. If you have any questions regarding anything with pre-planning, upcoming burials, or I'm also a notary public. So if you have anything that you need from me or from the cemetery department, feel free to reach out, and thank you.
Hi, my name is Eric Beebe. I'm the director of the Harwich Recreation Department here in town. I'm here today to give a little update for the non-resident taxpayers. I will start off my little presentation with our update of our beaches this summer. We did have eased regulations this summer as far as COVID goes. So we did open up all of the beaches and all of the parking. As some of you know, last summer we had part of Pleasant Road Beach blocked off. We were not selling day passes at Pleasant Road. We are back to selling day passes there and everywhere else as usual. So we are at full capacity for beaches, which has been great for us. The only block off we had this year was the east end of Red River Beach for plovers, which is a normal occurrence for us, but they did move on, and we are fully open. We are also pleased to have a full staff this year with 32 lifeguards. We also have gate attendants, swim instructors, parking enforcement officers. So everybody's out there working hard this summer. We only have 3 new lifeguards this year, which is a testament to our in-house training that we do here in town. We have Sue Frazier on our staff that is certified to train lifeguards in-house, which has enabled us to have a great return staff this year, a very veteran staff who's very well trained in what they should do on the beach in emergency situations. We have had several emergency situations this summer, and they've all been handled great by the beach staff, and I can't say enough for the job they've done thus far this year. As of the end of July, daily pass, daily tickets to the beaches, as well as beach stickers, the sales are going very well. We're back ahead of where we were last year with things being limited. We also don't have to have COVID monitors at the beaches anymore. People are allowed to play ball and play catch at the beach, which is a great relief to us. We also have at the beach this year, this year is our mobile mixers food vendor. At Red River Beach, we have our mobile mixers. They serve lunch and breakfast. They have a great menu. It's very popular. In addition to that, we, as usual, have our ice cream truck contract. So ice cream trucks go around to all the town beaches, so the kids definitely love that. So that's the beach phase of our update. It's been a great summer so far. Weather has been up and down, but we're making the best of it. And you know, we have a very good, mature, responsible staff out there this year. As far as summer programming goes, again, a huge improvement from last year. Last year we couldn't really have any youth programming due to COVID. This year we were able to bring back our summer camp, which has been great here in the community center. We had a July session and we just started our August session. We have about 50 kids per session right now, which is a little lower than usual. But between some regulations for safety purposes we're still keeping in place, and as well as a brand new staff for camp counselors. 50 seemed like a good number this year. Camp is going great. The kids are having fun. They're here every day, Monday through Friday. We do all kinds of things inside in the gym, arts and crafts. We go outside. They go to the playground. We definitely keep them busy. In addition to the summer camp, we're also doing swim lessons this summer, which was a great relief to bring back as well. We have great sign-ups for swim lessons this year. We've had over 70 kids signed up for each session, each 2-week session. We still have openings for sessions going straight through the end of August. So if you're interested in signing up for swim lessons, please come on down to the rec department. We can get you signed up. And out there at Long Pond, where the swim lessons are held, they're 45-minute sessions. They run 5 days a week and in 2-week sessions. So it's 10 lessons you get for $60. So it's a great deal. We have very experienced waterfront director and swim instructors that'll get the kids swimming. Also, in addition, we also have all our fields and parks back open this summer. They are all booked pretty much to capacity. Last year we had to really limit what we could do, but they're booked up this year, including the Harwich Mariners, who have been out there all season, which was a great relief to see as well this year. As far as projects go in town, we have a couple that were either finished up or are finishing up right now. The big one is White House Field. If anybody's been to the Harwich Mariners games, we have a brand new LED lighting system out there, and we have a brand new scoreboard. These were both projects funded through the Community Preservation Committee with assistance from a donation from the Harwich Mariners. So it's been a huge success over there. It definitely added to the field, which we already considered one of the best fields on the Cape. In addition to that, we've been constructing new lifeguard stands. We're about halfway through. The highway department in town is doing all the labor. The funding for materials also came from Community Preservation Committee. So that's nice to see getting done, to have a safe place for the lifeguards to monitor the beaches. As far as new projects coming up, we got quite a bit going on. One thing we're working on finalizing paperwork for is the Brooks Lighting Project. We're going to be putting all new lights at Brooks Park for the tennis courts, basketball court, and pickleball courts. We're hoping to get that request for proposals out soon and to have those in hopefully in the fall. Also, we have a couple other smaller projects. We're going to be putting all new fencing at the Brooks Park baseball field and all new fencing at the Senior Memorial softball field. That will also be getting done soon. Lastly, we also have funding for a new restroom at Sand Pond. The restroom that's currently there is very old. The new one going in will be going in, it'll be in there by next summer. It'll be a precast concrete restroom and just matching all our other restrooms. So that's, the projects we got going on. We're very busy, we got a lot of stuff. And then going into the fall, we're really looking to ramp up our programs again. It was kind of a slow year with COVID going around, but we have a great plan we're putting together for the fall for the kids. And we hope by next summer to even have more of our normal programming back. So I think that wraps up my presentation. If anybody has any questions at all for the rec department regarding beaches, programs, anything, you can call us at 508-430-7552. You could stop in at the office. My door is always open. No need for an appointment. Just stop right in, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
Hello, I'm John Rendon, the harbor master here for the town of Harwich, and I'd like to just give a quick overview of our year in the waterways here. So with the staff of 4 full-time and 3 seasonal positions, the Harbor Master Department provides assistance to mariners and vessels in distress, enforces Mass General laws and Harwich bylaws pertaining to vessel operations and waterways, maintains all town-owned aids to navigation, operates all town-owned marine pump-out facilities, manages the Saquatucket Municipal Marina, and we administer the slip mooring offloading permitting process. From an operational standpoint, maritime assistance is our primary focus. So far this season, we've had about 25 assistance cases, which involves boat tows, groundings, dewaterings, medical events that happen on boats or at the marina. And we do this through maintaining ready response patrol boats. We have 2 at Saquatucket Municipal Marina. We keep 1 over at Round Cove for the Round Cove Pleasant Bay area, and we also have 1 in Long Pond. So far, the marina has been real busy this season. We're operating at full capacity between our permit holders and transient boaters. It's been a real busy season. So far, we've processed close to 250 visitor reservation requests at the marina. Mooring management, we have over 600 moorings throughout our waterways. And, our staff is busy currently doing enforcement checks with regards to mooring permits and boat registration checks. We had a busy spring with 2 big dredge projects that occurred. Barnstable County Dredge removed close to 11,000 cubic yards of material out of Allen Harbor and Allen Harbor Channel, and then we also dredged our main Saquatucket Harbor Channel, where about 13,000 cubic yards of material was removed. All that material was utilized for beach nourishment on both public and private beaches. Public beaches, we put nourishment material, sand material on Gray Neck, Wawatasi, Neal Road, and Red River public beaches. And we also nourished 9 private beaches. And that was done through an advertised public bid process. Proceeds from the sale of sand to private homeowners helped to offset the costs of dredging. In addition, the town was awarded a $36,000 grant from the Massachusetts Executive Office of Housing and Economic Development for the dredging of Allen Harbor. From a project perspective, we just completed Round Cove boat ramp replacement, a much needed project. In addition, we did some needed repairs to the adjacent bulkheads that were in tough shape. The work was performed by Robert B. Our Company, and total cost of $239,357. The project kind of on the horizon is looking at work that needs to be done to shore up the Allen Harbor West Jetty. We've received a preliminary report from GEI Consulting Engineering Firm, and that report is looking at the current conditions and some potential options to make some repairs. The actual potential construction, if approved by town meeting, wouldn't be until FY24. And I'll just close by kind of giving you an update on our revenues that are brought into the department. The Harbor Master Department continues to produce annual revenues at record level. Year-end fiscal year 2021, the department generated $1,464,127 in revenue, an increase of $76,000 from FY22. The increase in revenue is due in large part to the popularity of our facility, our new docks and our landside facility, as we've seen a large increase in visitor dockage requests. And that obviously generates some good funding for the town. And that's it. Thank you for listening.